right, we're live. What's good, everybody? I don't know what's going on. YouTube, stop playing with me. Give me the views, give me the monetization. I now have ran my tests from different categories that have proven that you are playing with the notifications and different things. We need to chop it up. I'm gonna send an email. We gotta talk. You're holding me back from the progress. I don't know why y'all taking y'all shots that way, but it is proven now. The data shows it. I want to thank you for the new beta you made because it does show, and I'm able to kind of prove it because of what's allowed and what's happening versus my notification in other ways. But quickly, I wanted to conversate with Chris, and I wanted to see what you're saying, Chris, about what are your thoughts with the Nipsey Hussle situation versus law and everything going on. Chris? Oh, hold on. I presume that something's happening. Quickly, let me do the rundown right before he gets back. Part of what I wanted to conversate with you guys about had to do with two things, okay? And I'm going to give the third. Part of the fact was I told you there was angles with the Nipsey Hussle situation where we're looking at the fact of conspiracy being made. Also, allegedly, and this is important that you guys notice about the Nipsey Hussle thing. Allegedly, there was a news outlet that probably a week and a half to 2 weeks prior to the actual incident that we saw, released that he was deceased. And someone showed me those receipts. I still haven't validated them, but that's odd to me. Then he was meeting with authorities to help quell the violence in his community, something that hadn't happened before, that no other person has stepped up to do. Then he was also, this was a busy man. He was giving jobs to people. He was helping his community. He was doing everything they bash rappers for not doing. He was against the norm of the clout rapper that shows his jewels, dances across the stage, moonwalks across the stage, flashes his money. He ain't do none of that. Why him? Now, a lot of people are saying it's gang related. But think about this. Think of the X case. When has the person that's done it jumped out in our face like, hey, I did it? Remember, there were a bunch of people coming out saying they did it. A bunch of people. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, yeah. No, I seen that too. I seen that too, lovely Tashay. I seen that. I know what you're talking about. But what I actually saw wasn't just a day before. It was like a week and a half before. Because the date on it, and it was posted multiple times. I don't know if it was an error. I don't know what it was. But Chris, what is your thoughts on the angle having to do with the police involvement, being he had a meeting and this may not have been preferable?
I think that you know what, when you think so much out the box that you start to see things where other people probably wouldn't see. And when you break that thing down and you're like, wait a minute, he was going to do a very big thing he was going to do. Mm-hmm. And for him to get gunned down by the same thing that, again, he was against and he was fighting for, mm-hmm. gun violence, mm-hmm. It's almost like when you think on the box, you say, this is what we wanted, the people, but this is not what the powers that be want. Mm-hmm. And this is why, he, and again, like you say, he was a very busy man and everything was positive. He was doing what other rappers wouldn't do.
Right.
He was doing it. And this is, when I see things like this, I see as shitty as it is, man, because it's a blow to everybody, even if you don't know him like that. But it's a blow to everybody to keep in to just keep and remember that there's a balance that has to be that's being made, and examples are being made.
Yeah, I would fully agree. I'm very interested to see where this case is going to. I think this is going to rock the nation if they would ever realize something was actually funny, as people are presuming. I don't believe that no one anticipated this, but I want to throw this out there too. This is crazy. I'm just want to put this out there. Now, I was watching another socialite speak on this, okay? And there are two things that I did not know about California, for one, and Lauren London. There are two things I didn't know. Now, allegedly, and I'm going to go with the Lauren London one first because it's not as big in my mind. Someone had said that allegedly Lauren London, when they asked what was her favorite part about a movie, she had said from I forget what movie, but when the Korean store owner got shot in his own store. That is what someone had said to me on there when I was watching. They said it publicly. Now, I was like, did she say that? And I was requesting the video it was said in. If anyone has that video or something, because that bothered me. That's bothered me for a little bit, okay? That bothers me. Now, allegedly that was said. I don't know if it's true. I kept asking the person for the video or the interview she said it in, but I'm going to go research that tonight and see if I could come up with it. If I do find it, I will post that. I will post that. Number two, one of the craziest parts about this, now this was a person that was allegedly in law enforcement in California for a very long time, but grew up in the ghetto and things. They allege that when officers go undercover, they could be a top OG in a gang, do drive-bys, kill people with the person, smoke up with the person, do everything the gang member does just to get intel from a gang. And they'll actually go do drive-bys with the people and stuff. Like they'll do everything the gang members do. That's what my thoughts are. That's what I was told. And honestly, that finally makes sense. Now, I'm not going to say why it makes sense. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm just saying if that is a fact by which this woman that thankfully came on, I'm not even going to say what socialite's channel that someone called in and said it. I'm just going to say if that was true, everything makes sense. I mean, I'm starting to connect pieces in other stuff where I'm like, that's why. Like, it enlightened me. If that was true, I get it now. So that makes sense why certain people get caught the way they do. I'm sorry, I gotta get 6ix9ine. You're telling me, in his case, everyone's screaming, snitching him, but how do we know that there wasn't someone undercover actually doing crimes with the people that got hung up? That would make more sense because 6ix9ine just got picked up. He didn't have no clue. Matter of fact, he even got kidnapped and robbed. What if that was the first attempt, but it failed to take him out? Remember, they allegedly wanted to take him out. That makes perfect. So if undercovers are really in these gangs, the most gangster one could be an undercover cop, but he's doing killing and stealing and all sorts of things. That's my thing. You'd never know. I just thought that was of interest. What are your thoughts on that, Chris?
Yeah, I think that's very real. You know, they put that out in, I think I forget what movies, but there's movies out, even movies that are based on that, where the undercovers get too involved, or it becomes part of them. And,
right.
And they have, I mean, even if you thought about it in their shoes, you know, that they're giving you the green light to do all this for a different purpose, for a more bigger reason, and it's your job, or you're put in that predicament to make you feel like that's what you got to do. And reality is all risk, but you know, especially like that with the 6ix9ine, like you mentioned, he could have had a few people involved.
It makes perfect sense. I sat back. I was like, that makes perfect sense. I could almost go to every single scenario and figure that guy probably was the undercover, because things are starting to make sense now that I know they do that. I didn't know y'all did that. I didn't know you blend in and actually were allowed to go do murders with the gangs just for intel. Very interesting. Very interesting. And if this is allegedly true, it connects to a lot more than we think. I'm just going to leave it at that. It makes so much sense, guys. You know, I'm looking tomorrow, very briefly, I'm going to say somewhere not super late, I'll do a quick live. I might do 2 10-minute, two or three 10 minutes to 15-minute ones. But I just wanted to speak briefly and come back because I knew that Chris missed the part because YouTube's playing again. I mean, you guys have no issue with anyone else doing their lives, and they ain't talking about nothing. But I'm talking about something. I get it. They get it. I get it. And, you know, it's a lot's beginning to make sense. I mean, a lot's starting to line up. YouTube, hashtag YouTube stop playing. Everybody, YouTube stop playing. Hit that like button too. Hit that like button if you're rocking with the channel. Stop playing with us. Don't play. Hit that like button. Briefly, just real quick, I wanted to say, do you know who Shampoo is, Chris?
Shampoo?
Yes. It's a individual that used to be on the Howard Stern show.
Shampoo? No, I don't.
Since we're talking about Nipsey Hussle, I have to add this point in. Shampoo, I'm disappointed in you. You know, you go to the limits, you turn up, but I'm highly disappointed in you. The way you mentioned the Nipsey Hussle thing, I don't know what you were allegedly on, what you were doing. That was crazy. And it's very important you know that people know who you are because you're an entertainer. You've brought random attention of people disliking you. You see, when you do that at the level you did it, you're talking about multiple people he helped make a living. So when they tell their story to their children, they can't help but mention Nipsey Hussle because of how he lived his life. So you addressing it how you did, it brought a bad environment around your character. And even apologizing, people can't take it serious because you said it yourself. I don't take myself serious. So they're not going to take it serious. But they will hold you responsible for what you said. Let the deceased rest, but you wanted to trample on their name. That's not good, my friend. That's not good. And I'd speak the same way if someone was speaking about you. But because of what you said, it's like no one's even given the environment for you to survive it. So what you said made a lot of people mad, and you were unapologetic. You could scream, you don't need this, you don't need that. But when you make enemies because of you destroying the deceased, I spoke on curses. You curse yourself. You potentially cursed yourself because of remarks you tried to make to be funny. You curse yourself because you made fun of someone that's no longer here with us, and in a very disrespectful way. Some things are funny and some things aren't play. That's not play because of what happened to him. The fact it happened in front of his daughter, that's not play. It's nothing to joke about. So I wish you the best in your decisions going forward. And I just hope that you don't run into some of these guys in the comments I seen speaking. I hope you don't, man. I don't know whether they're related. I don't know. But they were going hard when you said that. Like, I thought they were going to go through the screen and grab you because you said that. I was sitting there. I haven't seen that much activity in a malicious way the last time since people were choosing sides with Face or Lansky. I haven't seen anything like it. And that one was debatable. This is you blatantly destroying this person's name that was breathing for laughs. For laughs. That helped people make a living. That had nothing. I don't know, man. This one, I don't think you see, even seeing Pac and Biggie, it's still like, come on. But when you said him right after how soon, this tops everything you've done. And here's the thing. You know, the milkman, you know, I'm in your lives, we talk. Here's why I disagree that Shampoo was getting more popular than Czarr. Him making this decision to speak on Nipsey Hussle was copying Czarr. It was a copycat tactic. I'm not going to go back over it because if you watch Czarr's history, you know just what I'm talking about. When someone demeans someone in a certain way when they said something. And at that time and stuff, you know, we were watching and dealing with it. He even did it different. No, Shampoo, you said F Nipsey Hussle. You said that. That's way different than what he did. But not in a good way. You get what I'm saying? It's something else. You weren't doing nothing creative. You just said F Nipsey Hussle. Like, F him. Someone was like, don't say that. F him. Like, like you kept repeating yourself. When I look at your career, although I have people that inspire me, you are a true copycat. Like, I know people say, oh, you copy. No, you are a true copycat. The reason, let's be real, and this is for Milkman. If he did, now get this, I get what you're saying. If he was getting popular, it's because he was copycatting. Do you get what I'm saying? He was copying him. Not even that he was copying a formula. He was copying him. He was copycatting him. And it's like, wait, this isn't my son. He's older than me. You're not my son. This is done. This is done. Because it started getting weird. It's like, you're older than me. Why are you copycatting me? I presume. Have you ever watched Czarr in the Morning? Chris? Czarr in the Morning?
Nah, not in the
Czarr? You ever watch Czarr?
Nah, it was the same Czarr we're talking about that was back in Hot 97?
Yes. Wait, Hot 97. Yes, correct.
Yeah. Nah, I stopped messing with
yes.
Him, man. You want to know something? I stopped messing with Czarr since I remember hearing live on the radio when he made fun of the whole thing that happened with the Leo.
Yes. Okay. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a mogul. That's who I learned to do what I'm doing here from. I'm not gonna lie with you. That's part of where I learned it from. I understand, but that's so okay. So you're aware of that.
Yeah.
Shampoo copycatted that, but he did it wrong. Because he was just playing noises, okay?
Yeah.
But Shampoo was like F such and such. F such and such. Somebody in the comments, you're already where I was trying to go. So when we speak of people copying X's formula, he's doing the same dance moves as him. There's 3 photos you're wearing his clothing, but saying what you wanted to say, posing like he did. Do you understand how lame that is? And I guess that's what I'm doing, Shampoo in this guy. Y'all are copycatters. Like, you're not even speaking about your own thing. You're just, I'm going to copy. I'm just going to switch out the name, and I'm just going to switch out the timing. But let me copycat, because it makes sense. You're supposed to copy a formula, okay? There's nothing wrong. We all do it. But you are older than him, and you're the antithesis of a copycat. And then you ran out the studio. The guy didn't even threaten you up front. He said, please stop saying that, man. You yelled it again. He said, don't say that, yo. He basically was like, stop. Don't say that. You yelled it. He said, I'm on my way. You ran out the studio. I thought they were joking. I never seen you move that fast. I never seen you move that fast. But Shampoo, I didn't know you could run like that. I didn't know you ran that fast. And we're supposed to respect your presence when you're saying those things. If you went on the West Coast and said it in the studio and strolled out and went to the airport, that would have been different. You're on the whole other side yelling that, and you run out while one man tells you he's after you. He's not even saying I'm coming down as a group. One man's after you. It's a one-on-one. And you ran out. That was odd. That was crazy. And anybody who your image backs, it was embarrassing. It's like some things are jokes. You know, I spoke with you when you were on Star in the Morning. You're a cool person. But I don't get what you were doing. Because you didn't even criticize some people you should have criticized when they deserve the criticism. And you know what I'm talking about. You're a smart man. You know what I'm talking about. But you're going to say that. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But other than that, I agree with Flip. You're a good person. I don't know whether there's something that's a catalyst that makes you say certain things, because it's like Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. But I do know that was a little much. And I hope and wish you the well. You know, I'll ask Shampoo. I watch it all the time. But that was crazy, my friend. That was wild. That's something we're like, well, we ain't say it. Facts. You know, but tomorrow I plan to be back, plan to do things. Shout to Bad Vibes 9 Lives. And, you know, I agree. I agree with you. Bad Vibes 9 Lives 911, shout to you. I agree with you. I'm going to be hollering at everybody. What's up, Omar? You guys can rewatch the thing. I got 2 lives tonight. Hopefully I have 1 tomorrow. I love everybody. Peace. Watch your notifications. I'm going to give a time right now. Let's see. Look for my notifications sometime. In community, I'm going to give a notification. So check community here tomorrow. Check out the videos I did so you're on par and you're not lost. Shout to the haters. Shout to everybody. You give the energy we need to keep it pushing. I just don't, the back and forth, I don't do that. Shout to everybody. You know how I rock. All rights reserved. Chris A., let them know where they can find you.
All right. You can find me on IG. That's Chris_A. That's AY, the number 3. And the same thing on Twitter, Chris_A. AY3.
And go check out Queen Prodigy on IG, Queen Prodigy on Twitter. Go hit up Queen Prodigy for the readings. Her prices change month to month, but it's worthwhile. Thank you guys for rocking with me. You know how I rock, how we always rock. It's all rights reserved. Shout out to everybody. NY stand up. It's the PA kid rocking with you. Yo.